Welcome to a new episode of Latin Affiliated. I am super excited about this episode. I got Kiing Khash. You know who it is. You recognize the name. Super nice to meet you. It's our first time meeting in person. And your name has just been swirling around my universe, a lot of people's universes. So I just feel so happy that you decided to be here.
Appreciate you taking your time to invite me out here. Pleasure to be here.
There's so much things that I've been wanting to talk to you about. This show, Latin Affiliated, we've been interviewing the best in Latino hip hop, and you are right there in the group, man.
Yeah, we in the mix, man.
You know?
We out here, we outside, man.
Yeah.
Feels good. It feels good. You know what I mean? It's actually a good place and a good time right now, just for the Latinos in general and music and hip hop. It's a good time to be it's our time right now. You know what I mean? I just feel like, and it's good to be a part of it. You know, there's history in the making, and it feels real good to be a part of, like you said, like it's the next wave of Latinos to do their thing. You know?
For sure. And when I have people on the show, your name is obviously on a lot of vlogs, and a lot of people talk about you. And I like to kind of go online, see what's out there. And first thing I did was start listening to all your music. And you're one of the few artists that I felt like, listening to your songs, I definitely got to hear a peek into your life. And I felt like the lyrics told me so much about you. And you can't say that about a lot of rappers. Like, a lot of rappers is just, they're just spitting stories, and maybe they're not even the best storytellers. I feel like you really have this storytelling aspect to you. So I felt like, I was like, man, I got to know you really through your music.
That's the way that I prefer my people to get to know me like that, rather than so much like antics and different things on the internet. You know, if you meet me out in person, that's a different thing, or at a show, but it's all music involved, you know what I mean? But that's dope. That's how you got your first-hand look at really kind of getting to know who I am, you know what I mean? Through the music. That's dope.
I heard a lot of your story. So I was really impressed by that, and, you know, I just wanted to let you know that. But you got some great music. I think you're definitely doing your thing.
I appreciate that.
You know, I don't know if you know, I mean, obviously I did tell you I wanted to bring up Lefty.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you know, but he went viral on my show. Well, he's viral.
Yeah, he's viral.
He's viral. He's viral. But there's a clip that No Jumper used.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that clip?
Yeah, where he kind of was just giving reference to, like, you know, me not managing him at the time, or him kind of missing me a little bit through that or whatever. But it was just kind of like, I feel like the internet amped it up a little bit. We was good. It was just, I was taking care of some family matters at the time, you know what I mean? So I couldn't like be selfish to my family. I kind of had some things that I had to tend to, so I had to take a little step back from him, and it kind of like, it affected him a little bit, because I went from being there every single day to just, and I probably wasn't around him for like 2 months after that. So it was kind of a little cold, like I was handling everything for him, you know what I mean? So then to take a step back, and now other people had to step in, learn him. So, you know, it was a little bit of an inconvenience for him. I get why he was kind of feeling how he was feeling, but I feel like the internet ran with it a little bit more than it was actually anything. Like, we didn't have no fallout. It was just, you know, I didn't want to put my business out there too much, you know? It was just personal matters, but, you know, everything worked itself out. We good. That's my brother.
Yeah, I mean, that interview was about an hour long, and out of the entire interview, that was what got clipped.
Yeah. Well, I mean, usually the stuff that pulls on the heartstrings, you know what I mean? Or the stuff that has a little more emotion to it, usually the stuff that goes viral.
It really took me back, and, you know, shout out to Lefty. I feel like he went in there to that interview intending on getting a lot of stuff off of his chest. I don't know why he chose my platform to do that.
Probably just built up, and then that was like, you probably caught him right when he got his belly capped off, and he's like, I need to blow some steam.
Because I was rewatching it, because I was like, you know what, let me remember what because I knew he had talked about you guys falling out, but I just rewatched it the other day, and then I ended up watching the whole thing, and I was just like, man, that's why that video, that's my highest watched video on the channel right now. So anyways, shout out to Lefty. But
shout out to the gun man.
You know, that was the first time I had really learned about you. I didn't grow up in LA because you have been working with Lefty for, I mean, you guys are almost like day ones.
Yeah, he's a couple, like he's younger than me by a little bit, not really even that much, but yeah, like it's just been like I've been trying to get him to rap for a minute, but it was the jail situation, you know what I mean? So he finally kept himself out long enough to give me a product that we can market, and then from there the rest is history. You know, it was literally just that. I told him like, I can't, like, you want me to go out here and shop you around and do things, but it's like I have nothing to show, like pictures of you, like that ain't gonna work in the music world. You know what I mean? Like I need music from you, and then he finally disciplined himself enough to stay home a little bit more, and shout out to Benji Rowe too. Benji Rowe got him was actually the first one that was I got like little bits and pieces of him when he would show up to the studio and we'd get like a couple bars, but he's just everywhere. He was everywhere at the time. It's like 6 years ago probably, and then this time around earlier this year, Benji Rowe actually got him to his house and was able to get him to record a few songs, and then the rest, that's when I believe he hit one interview, he hit Indicted, and then after that, I kind of just stepped in and started guiding him. So from there, we hit Food's Community, No Jumper, we started hitting everything after that. So it was every day. It was an everyday grind, So yeah, shout out to him finally getting finally being able to record a song so we could get the ball rolling, and now look at him. Now it don't stop. So
For anyone out there that doesn't know, you definitely, I feel like, played a big role in where Lefty is at right now. And just again, shout out to him. And I feel like you guys seem to make a great duo. Like you guys have that song Tarzan.
yeah, it's fire.
Um,
Video coming soon too.
Okay, nice. Because your guys' sounds is obviously different.
Yeah.
But they're complementary.
I feel like that's what it is though too. Like I feel like people want to see more of that. I just don't push that issue. Like I like to make music how I make music. He makes music. We both got different creative processes. I've learned some stuff from him. He's learned stuff from me. You know what I mean? It's cool. Like it's cool creating. It's the creative process is always the most interesting part of it, of the whole process. You know what I mean? The creative process with another artist, because we all work differently. But to be two guys from the same area, the same hood, same city, like it's just the sound is different. We have a sound that's different than if I go work, even if it's just another artist from LA County, you know what I mean? Like we're from the same hood, literally. So it's like he grew up listening to me. So like a lot of the stuff and a lot of the artists that I have music with influenced him as well, So it's just he's well rounded. He soaked up a lot of game.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy for you guys. And like you were just saying, you guys patched it up very quickly. That was like a small blip in time that, you're right, the vlogs kind of just pulled and tried to push it.
Yeah, because it's like everything else. The negative narrative is gonna always travel. What they say, bad news travels way faster than positivity and good news. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel the internet world. I try not to play into it too much. I like to let the music do but like you said, less viral. So everything, they're just waiting to clip him on anything. And that's just, it's good and bad, Like at times, he lets that stuff get to him, but he got to I'll be telling him to just stay off the comments, man. You worried about opinions from people that are on the couch, from fake profiles. It's like, you can't pay it too much mind. But I can't lie. Like I'm guilty of it too. I'll be right there. She'll be getting at me sometimes. Like, stop reading the comments. Like I'm just like, can't help it, man. Trying to, but it's a bad habit.
Yeah, to this day, that video that he did, it's just flooded to this day with comments. And that was my first time meeting him, and I just got right away that he was a good person. And I love that hashtag protect Lefty at all costs, because I think that's a good hashtag. But I'm happy to see you guys working together. I'm happy to see this new music coming out, and I feel like what you guys are creating, like, I really like the music you guys put out together. I feel like you guys are just balancing each other in a way right now.
Yeah, I think it's just real early. Like he's been doing music like less than a year. You know what I mean? So it's like he's not even like whatever he's doing right now. He's just barely. It's like you gotta just look at it like he's still learning. So like this is all like trial and error, and he's like hitting like this. We got a strong team though. Like Shout out to Soulless. Shout out to my boy Neil. Shout out to the whole OTR team. You know what I mean? Like us three together, we really do our thing when left. He's just he got to be a little bit more open to, you know what I mean, taking the guidance like he was initially, because that's what got us to where the motion and all that stuff that we had in the beginning. You know what I mean? But you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like the fame and just everything that comes with it too. You know what I mean? If you don't balance it out right, it could start being a lot, and then that could start affecting a lot other things in your life if you're not. You know, I feel like he has to have a little bit more shutdown on the phones and the comments and the things like that, because it do be getting to him and affecting him. You know. But other than
Yeah.
that, like he's doing good, man.
Yeah. Do you do like any podcasts? Would you ever? I know you go on a lot of podcasts.
Yeah.
But how do you feel about, you know, doing interviews constantly? I feel like, you know.
I just feel like it just depends. Like this is a dope one. You have a dope platform. You know, I was looking
Thank you.
into you and
Thank you.
it seems like you do a lot of things for the culture. So I did want to touch base with this one. You know what I mean? And
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, if it's gonna add value to the culture, I'm always for it. You know, I don't like to go on like the podcasts that are just after the cheese man or the BS. Like I got invited, like when me and Left were kind of like not on speaking terms or whatever the internet wanted to say. Like I got invited to a couple places that I declined just because I didn't want to talk about cheese man. You know what I mean? And then I ended up just speaking on it on my terms, so the internet couldn't twist it, and then it got deaded. Everyone was going viral with the clip when a
Hey, part
Part
two. We had to, you know, change locations because it's all good, you know.
thanks grandma.
So what we were talking about, your music. Okay, so you just dropped Tarzan. When did Tarzan come out?
Tarzan came out like 3 days ago.
Really?
Yeah, 3 days ago. We just put the audio out. So
Okay,
we
that's-
shot the video last week, so that's already in the works too. Shout out to Johnny Shipes. Johnny Shipes is actually, and his team, he's actually the individual that discovered Nipsey Hussle. So his crew is the one that shot that video for us as well.
Wow.
So they flew in, I believe, from Canada. Yeah, so, you know. And then that beat is actually by that Ty Dolla $ign. So, you know, all the way around, it's just history in the making, man. You know what I mean? Raza's doing big things, and it's amazing to be a part of.
Yes, yes, I love that. That's what has really kind of been fascinating me with everything you and Lefty and all of the connections, like you said, like, and I'm not talking about connections and like your network. I'm talking about like 2 degrees of separation, like LA. You are working with Nipsey Hussle's people now. Like that's pretty legendary.
Yeah, we had originally, when we took the trip to New York earlier in the year, when we went and walked through all the major record labels, we actually went to Johnny Shipes' house, smoked a joint with him there. You know what I mean? So that was the first time meeting Johnny. And we had a studio session with him probably a few months later. So then to come full circle and actually have his squad shoot that video for us was dope.
Did you ever cross paths with Nipsey?
With Nip, I went to a couple of his live. I went to see him perform at the Novo. I never met him personally. And then when he had his big year, 2018, I was actually fighting a case. So at that time, I missed the whole victory lap. I missed his live performance in LA. So I was kind of bummed out about that. And then he ended up passing away, I believe the year after I got out, like 2019. So unfortunately, I did not. Rest in peace him though, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of people we've lost, you know, from LA that have been legendary. I know I've heard you talk about Draco.
Yeah, I was in 5600. That's a dorm right there in LA County Jail where when I was fighting my case. He was actually in the same dorm, so he actually seen me get into an altercation, and I went to the hole after. So I didn't really get to engage with him or nothing, but we were right there in the same spot for probably like a week maybe. But yeah, that's the first time and then when I got out, I had actually ran into him. One of my homies, Trouble Peace from the Valley, he got to feature with him. And I met Draco on the outs, so it was cool. It was cool to do that. I was actually, before I got Young Dopey, I was actually going to get him on Frontline too. But then one of my homies had suggested, like, Young Dopey just got out, you know what I mean? He's big, he's buzzing in the streets of LA right now. He just beat a life sentence again for the 3rd time. So I'm like, man, that's big for the culture, you know? Yeah, that's big for the culture. So it just made more sense. Like, I was open to it, and the song turned out great. And then we've actually had that song Frontline too done for like 2 years. and then we just held off because my manager Bundy, he was in the feds. He just got out, so it was kind of like, I had a dope song, and I was just like, but it's cool because we ended up having to wait a little longer, but I ended up getting Lefty on it, and then I ended up getting my homie Diablo, who's actually serving a life sentence on it. So like, he made that when you hear the last verse and he says 80 with an L on the front line, like he's rapping it from doing a life sentence in prison, you know what I mean?
Oh,
So that verse hits a little bit deeper and different. So I
wow.
appreciate him getting on that. It was well rounded. That song, I'm really happy how it came together. The video is gonna be crazy.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That, man, I can't even, that's what I'm saying. Like, these are just like so many things that are coming together for you guys and for people that you've been working with, and you guys are all navigating the rap industry, but also coming from like similar situations and going
Yeah.
through similar things that other artists like 6ix9ine, I kind of want to get your thoughts on him.
I think the situation with 6ix9ine is just a prime example of someone that never lived a street life and got taken advantage of by people in the streets. So when push came to shove, it's like we always say, you want people that are willingly out there. And he was doing it for all the wrong reasons, and then ended up catching up to him. In this game, it's said, like, eventually, like, your covers will get pulled, like if you're faking the funk too much, you're gonna cross a path where a situation is gonna expose you. Like, like you may fight a life case, and honestly, people fold for less things, honestly. So it's just, if it's not in you, it's not in you, and time will tell, So it's like, I feel like that's like one of the important things for the kids, like to not glamorize this street shit because it's not what it makes out to be. You don't need to get into the streets to do music, and I don't think that kids hear that enough. You know what I mean? They think, oh, you got to be a gang member, or you got to, like, it's cool to be dope. It's dope. You could be a dope person without being in the streets. And honestly, the streets ain't it, man. Streets ain't it. Like, if that has nothing to do. If you got a passion for music, let that shine and invest your time into that. You could be thorough. You could be a stand-up man and a stand-up individual without having to rep a neighborhood. You know what I mean? You don't have to rep a neighborhood. There's no point to it, really. You know what I mean? But if you're like, come from this and you're fully committed to this and you understand what you're engaging in, then, hey man, play it safe,
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really like, and I don't know how to even communicate it, but there's just so much talent right now.
Yeah, there is. I think it there has been. I think it just was the outlets. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to Solus taking a chance on the homie. You know what I mean? Because he really crossed over and he's the one that brought a lot of relationships, especially like through with the blacks and the other races like that. Like, Solus is real well connected, so that's definitely went a long way in this and us moving just out of the Chicano lane, or like, just Mexicans, you know what I mean, or being even just labeled that Chicano rap, you know what I mean? Because I feel like us being labeled that why can't we just be rap, Why we gotta be Chicano rap? Like, they don't label any other race like, oh, it isn't Chinese rap or it isn't white rap, or so why it gotta be Chicano rap? That throws us automatically in a little a circle or a group, and then people are automatically ain't even gonna listen to what you gotta say because they got. Shout out to everybody that came before us, though. You know what I mean? Like, there was a time and place for everything. You know what I mean? But it's just music has evolved so much, and our people as well. Like, we got style, we got flow, we got it. So it's just, we just need a fair opportunity without a label that holds us back in hip hop. You know what I mean? Shout out to Chicano rap, though, and shout out to all our people. It's not nothing against them. It's just we rap. We all rap. Why don't we just rap? Like, it doesn't have to be labeled that. I feel like that was what was holding us back for a minute. But all the youngsters like left and everybody, he just kicked the door down. Like, that's irrelevant now. Like, that's not even like we're doing different things, different lanes. So it's amazing. It's a blessing to be a part of, to be honest. You know what I mean? It's what a time to be alive.
Yeah, definitely. And shout out to Solus too. And
shout out to Soul, man.
I did hear you say as also, like, you were big on staying independent.
Yeah.
As opposed to, how did you and OTR Records, because you guys have been separate, but now it looks like you guys are.
Yeah. I think it's just doing something that makes sense. Like, we're all like, it's pretty much like family now at this point, So it's just, I think it's just we're experimenting still. We can't even like, I can't even be like, we got it down where we're locked in and we're just running it like this. Like we're kind of like, it's not that we're winging it, but we're still like, a lot of these situations are new to us. So we're adjusting on the fly. You guys are seeing us like pretty much, you're seeing our progress in real time. You know what I mean? So airs and all, it's raw. It's a raw experience. So like, shit, man, get ready for year two though, for sure. Get ready for year two. That was just, we just getting started.
Nice.
The warm-ups is over,
Nice.
So, like a lot of good things is coming. Left got a project coming. I got a project coming right after him. So we ready to just run it up and start just stay consistent, stay on the next, man.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear because you're right. I think people thought that Lefty, I've heard people say that they just thought Lefty was, people didn't take him seriously, but.
Yeah, I think it's just, he gets mixed, he gets mixed like reviews on him or opinions, and that's cool because everyone's entitled to feel how they feel about him. But Famous Gangbanger 2 or Most Valuable Gangsta, I think he might have changed the title on it, but that project's a good body of work to really demonstrate his ability and his capabilities in rap. So people are in, anybody that's doubting them, you guys, they're gonna be in store for something new, for sure. So
Nice.
don't sleep on them too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like I said, like for anything, it's like music and the entertainment and the internet, all that, it's like tides. You know what I mean? You can get the tide against you, you can get it with you. It doesn't take very much to switch because the attention span of people and reels and everything is just the next clip away. So it's like I told him, at the end of the day, the thing that's gonna overshadow all this is great music. So like as long as we continue to make great music, in the end, they're not gonna worry about what you said in the news clip 2 weeks. You know what I mean? 2 weeks ago, they forget. They're on to the next thing. So long as you feeding that's what it becomes though, man. You know what I mean? That your audience, they start, they start needing that drop, that fix. So it's just staying consistent. I mean, not trying to forget that it's quality over quantity. Just remembering to stick to that.
Yeah, no, you guys got a solid team, and I'm like I said, I know I heard you say about being independent, and then you said that, you're right. I think you guys are basically family.
Yeah, it's been a year filled with a lot of ups and downs, man. Like people just see what they see on the camera, but it's everything that goes on off the camera. You know what I mean? Keeping people together too. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it could be overwhelming at times. Everyone trying to like, especially like at these heights, to experience this level of fame and different things like that. Like, it sometimes it could be a rough adjustment. To me, I'm not really like, I can't speak for Left though. Like Left, I think if you leave the comments alone a little bit more, he'll be straight. Like I think he marinates on stuff, and whatever it becomes kind of like affirmation. So if you're reading negativity, you're affirming negative all day. How you feeling? So it's like you kind of got to stay away from that if that's the case, and just focus on the art. You got to just honestly, like I've been spending more time away from my phone too. Just don't start your day with your phone. Maybe get a workout in, do some other things that are important, like reading, work the mind a little more. But other than that, man, just enjoying the ride.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, that's good. That's good. I think more people, especially as artists, you should definitely not feed into, the opinions. As long as you guys continue creating, your art, and music is obviously in you. It's a part of your life. It's not something you can just get rid of, because you guys just, as artists, you're going to create no matter what.
Yeah, it's therapeutic, and that's really how it started for me. So like that's why when you say like it pretty much like you feel like you learned about my life a little bit through it, yeah, because it's kind of like my way to ventilate, and I feel like that's what music has always been for me, and I don't want to lose that, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of like my therapy, So that's why it's like, if anything I do music for, even if I chose not to do music and pursue it in a career anymore, I would still do it because it's therapeutic, I feel like, sometimes it's like some people journal. I don't know, some people, it's all about expression, and I feel like the most frustrating thing on earth is not being able to express properly. Really, like honestly, I think that's what frustrates people. So it's like even, man, all walks of life, different business, relationships, anything, like it's frustrating not to be able to get your point across clearly or express how you truly feel. I feel like that's one of the most like, it's real like, dang, I don't know, like it's a really great feeling when you can express properly. I feel like you're able to get communicate greatly and you get it off your chest, you know, rather than holding that energy in or holding that emotion in. And sometimes, man, it could be anger. Like, you know, you write, I'll probably write some stuff that'll never come out, but just to get it off my mind, you know what I mean? And ventilate. And then you sit there and you're looking at it and you're like, this is carnage, probably. We're not going to release this. I'm good. But, you know, like, yeah, it gets like that.
Yeah, that's why I was really excited to talk to you, because I watched your interview with Young Dope.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Young Dopey, man.
And that was such a good conversation.
Yeah, I like that. I like when homies can show, like, just other sides to them, not just the ignorant side that we're all stereotyped under. Like, there's a lot of talent behind bars, you know what I mean? There's a lot of smart individuals that just chose to use their intelligence and they means a lot, whether they were, you know, just playing the hands they were dealt and circumstances, you know, now they're dealing with the circumstances and the consequences to their actions, but it doesn't take away from, there's a lot of great artists, there's a lot of great athletes, there's a lot of great musicians that'll never see the light of day out here again, you know what I mean? So shout out to them, man, Free the Solid. You know, that's the reason I started pushing that brand, because it's like, you know, incarceration affects us all. It doesn't matter what walk of life you come from. You could be rich, poor, it doesn't matter. You may have someone, it may affect you directly or it may affect a loved one. You know what I'm saying? None of us are immune to it. I think it really affects us all across the board, you know, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't really care about race. You got all types of races and people of all walks of life, you know. Sometimes good people make bad choices sometimes, or, you know, they living out of survival mode and had to do what they had to do and got the short end of the stick. So, you know, it's just making those adjustments if you're able to. Some people don't get the second chance, you know. So doing it for all the people that can. That's why I dropped the project too. For when I first got out, I dropped LA County Blues, which was kind of like a little story. It's like story log of basically of my case and my journey. And then right after that, I dropped Voice for the Voiceless, which was, I mean, I'm like the voice for the people who, you know, that are in prison doing life, that don't get phone calls, don't get visits, that are forgotten, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to touch base for them. And like, it's crazy the amount of love I get from people. I've had people buy verses incarcerated, merch. I've had people, you know, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And then it's just crazy. Like after I dropped Frontline, I had all these lifers hitting me up like, man, that really touched me. Or like, you know, I could relate to that. Like their story is similar, you know what I mean? Losses they experience, or like losing loved ones, or whatever the case may be, you know, the journey that a lot of us experience, you know, going through our trials and tribulations, you know?
Yeah, and I love that you just said that, like you're being the voice, and you really, I was thinking that earlier because of Lil Durk.
Yeah, Lil Durk. I shout out to Lil
You know,
Durk,
because
man.
they call
Free Lil
him
Durk.
the
Yeah,
voice.
he the voice. Yep. And that Durk. I've been listening to Durk probably like 10 years too. So I like a lot of the. I have a lot of influence in rap in Cali, but also I have a lot of influence in the South, Chicago, all that. You know, so like I just love music. So Durk, shout out to Durk, Free Durk, man. He innocent.
Do you think that he's gonna?
I don't know. I don't want to. That's an open case. I don't want to. I can't elaborate on nothing. I wouldn't elaborate even if I could. But that's just, you know, that's a touchy subject right now. And wish him the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wish him the best, definitely,
Me
man.
too.
Those ain't the most funnest situations to be in, and it is a situation where he's fighting for his freedom. So, shout out to him. I hope it turns out in his favor. You know?
Yeah, and did you play a part in, or I heard you talking about Lefty's off of parole now?
Yeah,
For the first time.
For the first, yep. So I made sure he went to everything and stood on it. Shout out to my homie Grim too. He was also in my homie Serio. In the time that I was gone, they were filling in and taking him as well. But yeah, we got him off parole. So shout out to him for the first time in his life. You know what I mean?
That's
amazing,
dope.
great accomplishment.
Yeah, that's why I'm super excited for you guys, because I feel like you guys got like positive momentum going, you know. And there's a lot that could happen with that, you know, because he's like lightning in a bottle, you know.
He is. He's energy, and that's what I say all the time. He just needs to be directed in the right way, you know what I mean? Because he got the energy. He comes in the room, he got the energy. He's ready to go, you know what I mean? But sometimes it's just he's bouncing off the walls, you know what I mean? Or he's just, you know, his focus is in the wrong place. So I think that's just all. As long as his focus is in the right place and he's willing to listen, I think sky's the limit for him. You know what I mean? I really do.
So how did it evolve from you guys you're being his manager, and then are you still his manager?
To be honest, like I'm just whatever they want to title it. I'm his manager, his bodyguard, whatever. He's just my homeboy, you know what I mean? And I want to see him win. So
Okay.
I'll play whatever role that I need to play because I'm not a hater. I really like for my people. I got another little homie rapping, my boy Sadio. Like I just want to see my people win. I don't care. I'm not a hater. I have no animosity. Whatever if I gotta carry some bags, some lights, if I gotta run around, like drive, if I gotta play security, do what I gotta do. I'm gonna do. I do whatever. I'm a team player, so I'm gonna do whatever we gotta do to win. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, wait my turn in the lunch line. You know what I mean? Because eventually it's coming. That's how it goes, man. You know what I mean? There's no reason to. I feel like enough people don't think that they can support others and still chase their dreams and accomplish. Like it feels like they feel affected by it, but I'm not one of those individuals. I love to see my people win genuinely. You know what I mean? Like that's why, even regardless if I'm involved in them directly or not, I still want to see them win.
That's dope.
Yeah.
And then you're managing other artists as
Oh
well?
yeah, I got an artist I'm managing from the city of La Puente. He goes by HOB Bandy. Shout out to him.
Okay.
19 years old. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He got a great story as well, man. He's been through a lot. He's only 19. He's already lost 2 best friends by the age of 15, and probably by 17 or 18, he almost died in a car accident. You know what I mean? So that's just another example of like what people experience in the gang life, you know? Like not everyone's experience is the same. Some people don't have it so rough, some people have it the worst. But I feel like I'm just for the underdogs and for the people that out there that just trying to be a platform for the people in my area that may not have the resources, you know what I mean? So it's just like trying to figure it out. You can't help everybody, but as long as my thing is this, when I help somebody, all I recommend is that you help somebody else in the future, you know what I mean? Like put somebody else on, man. Show the same love that I'm showing you. Pass that on. So if we could teach, you know what I mean, a habit, or if we could form a way, like if you learned anything from me, that would be the greatest thing that someone could say about me in the end. Like he taught me this, so when I got my stuff going together, I ended up putting on this guy, and then this guy put on someone else. So you see a chain reaction with it, But yeah, man, it's amazing. Just it's all just, I don't feel like I sit here enough and like soak everything in. We just going.
Man, I'm saying, I know.
It's like hard. Like in the beginning, I ain't gonna lie. Like I would wake up every day, like, damn, it's crazy. Like it's crazy because there's everything happening. I think it's finally starting to like, we just in grind mode. I feel like we locked in now. You know what I mean? It took us a little minute. It was up and downs for a little bit, but I mean, I think that comes with it. Any relationship, any friendship, any business. Like what is really smooth sailing? In the end, you got troubled waters and everything. It's just about. I think a person is basically like you get judged by how you handle yourself in those times, and then that becomes, your story, your legacy, or whatever. But
yeah, it's a great time in LA right now.
It's amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
And I saw you on Icon's show, and you and Icon go back.
Yeah, shout out to Icon.
As
He's
well.
the one that filmed Frontline.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Frontline one.
Yep. Shout out to Icon.
And that came. How many years did that come out?
That came out in 2019 or 20.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I took a little hiatus. I feel like that's why I'm not probably bigger than I could be, because it is important to be consistent in this game. You know what I mean? So I would drop, I would heat up. I came out 2019 hot, and then I dropped, and then I probably wouldn't drop for like a year. And that kills momentum. This is a game of momentum for sure. As soon as you're not seen, you know what I mean? It's like I'm telling you, like good or bad, if you're not seen, you get forgotten. So you have to stay kind of.
Yeah.
That's why content, like I'm getting more into the content side of things. You kind of have to nowadays to stay afloat. So like you were talking about earlier, like if I think we left off on like if I like going on podcasts or just like, and I kind of told you just like not really. I turned down some because I just feel like they're on the gossiping side of things, and I'm not. Yeah. I'm big for like bigging up, like helping. If we could grow together on a positive note and talk about some good things that we're doing other than the other stuff everyone's trying to go viral off, you know what I mean? I don't feel like people shed enough light on the good things, so I just feel like that's why I chose not to go on certain podcasts, and I'll probably still decline them. I'm not for all that, man. It just gets. I don't deal with like I don't want to be reading too much negativity because I end up reading the comments and I'm just good on that. I'm cool.
Yeah, definitely. And my podcast gets pulled into that direction as well. When No Jumper clipped out that what Lefty said about you, I've had a lot of people ask me, after interviews. Why didn't you ask him this? Why didn't you ask him that? And that's really never been my goal, you know.
Yeah.
When I have people like.
Nah, he kind of came out on his own and expressed that. So it's
I just
like,
let him go, and I knew that's how the interview was gonna go.
Yeah, that's how Left is. Left's just in the beginning, man. It was just more wild. Like he got real media trained though. He's good. He's good now. Like where he's at now.
Yeah.
Compared to when I like first, if you look at a lot of the first interviews, he's like, "Sorry, Cash, my bad." I'm just like, "Damn." Like I would spend like an hour and a half, 2 hours. All right, so I'll tell everybody like send me a rough draft because I'm gonna have to edit a lot of this stuff, man. Just can't. He's too raw. He came out just too raw, so it's like he's fresh off the streets, fresh out the box, you know. So it was dope. I think everybody embraced him for that energy, though. You know what I mean? And it was like a breath of fresh air for the game. It was something different for sure. So you know what I mean? Shout out to Left, man.
Yeah, I can't imagine your guys' upbringing and then getting fame thrusted upon you, and that's really what happened with him, and you know, having to deal with everybody's opinions, but yeah, that's what this channel is like. And I've said that so many times on the show, is that, you know, we're not about the sound bites, but it's because I'm here, I'm trying to support the Latinos doing it I'm just blown away by the talent that's going on right now, and it's really unbelievable what LA is producing as far as
it's
music.
Crazy how the tables have turned, man. That's like we wasn't getting because we've been having some artists, like dope artists, like, you know, we have artists doing numbers, like artists are like, you know, shit. A lot of artists do, from OGZ to King Lil G to Drummer Boy to Phoenix Flexing to, you know what I mean? Like we've had Latino artists do it, but
Yeah.
it just, none have came in and shook the game as hard as Left shook it. You know what I mean? I just felt like, you know, he had a great team behind him and we ran it. And it just, you know what I mean? It was just what the game needed, you know, honestly. That's what I really feel. I really feel that. So, you know, like I'm excited to see what the future brings for sure. Like, especially after this Tarzan track drop too, there's a lot of good things in the works after this, man.
Yeah,
so I'm just excited.
That's the one with the like Akon. Does it have an Akon locked up?
No, that's Frontline 2.
Oh, okay.
That's Frontline 2, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that too. So we got the video coming for that. We got the video coming for that. The video's coming for Tarzan. Then Left got a project. Then I got a project dropping. So it's like a lot of work we got, and this stuff's finished already. So it's like not like in the plans or nothing. So it's like we're just ready for videos and different stuff. So start doing these rollouts and these runs. You know, it's gonna be a dope time. New Year's gonna hit hard. For
you
sure.
think that project? So can you tell us more about the project
Which
you got?
One? The project I got? Yeah. Project I got is called the Face of the 626. So it's produced entirely by my producer, produced by 100. So he's from my city as well. He's actually one of the first. I've been doing music with him for like 10 years maybe. You know what I mean?
Wow.
We kind of got our work ethic from each other. You know what I mean? Like he was going to the LA School of Recording. I was going there too to try to engineer with him too. And this was early, like 2012 maybe. 2012, and I ended up getting arrested and got kicked out of the school because of that. I missed. He ended up finishing, and in the end, he had a project that he had to do. So the project was, we did a project together, and that was his final project. And then, so he engineered me the whole thing, and we actually did a project called 72 Hours. We did a tape with like 10 songs in like 3 days, mix and master and everything. We documented it. It was cool. It wasn't our best work, but in the beginning, it was just like, we was grinding. There wasn't as much like outlets as there is now though. Like the internet's crazy now. Like it's dope. I'm happy for everybody and all the opportunities that there is now. It just wasn't that much. It wasn't like that back then, you know? So like shout out to everybody doing it now though, man. We up. It's dope. So yeah, I got that. I got about 12, 13 songs on there. I got some heat on there. I'm gonna bring out some artists that ain't been heard, like a couple LA artists that I like. I got a homie on there named One Way from Watts. I got my boy H.O.B. Bandy on there. I got my little homie Stadio. I got, who else I got on there? I got a few. I wanna let out a little too much, but you know, yeah, I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for these drops. It's been shit. We probably put it together and like linking with my producer like 3 or 4 times. We're knocking out like 1 or 2 songs every time, and then it ended up adding up, man. You know, so I'm excited for this. I really am.
That's dope, man. Yeah, I'm super excited. Like I said, you know, I learned a lot about you through your lyrics, and I could tell it was true like stories, you know, and as opposed to some of these other songs that are out there that is just like
Yeah, there's no like. It's just everyone's like gangbanging. Everybody's shooting something. Everybody's
yeah.
like,
So I'm excited for your new project. I love what you've been putting out. I think that you and Lefty are a great team, great duo, but obviously you guys are separate artists, you know, in your own lane. I think you guys complement each other very well, and it's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to see you guys create, and for you to really like be a part of his success, you know.
yeah.
And I think he needs some solid people, and you've been one of those people for him.
It's just been like it's just a little roller coaster, man. You know, it's like any brother. It's like brothers go through the most. Like I'm sure if you have a brother or siblings, you know how it goes. It's real similar to that, especially being from the same neighborhood like that camaraderie and just how it is amongst the homies. It's like a brotherhood, you know. And then now really to getting to know him more on a personal level, it's like everything that comes with it, the growing pains of everything, man. You know, now he's like the little. Now when you really, it's like they say, you don't really know nobody until you live with them, you know. So it's kind of, I went from seeing Left every once in a while. He's always popping out of jail, and he's younger, so I wasn't really that like generation to really being with him every day. Is like, that's when you really start, you know. If there's gonna be trouble, it's gonna be right there. But like I said, it's like that with any brothers. Y'all gonna have ups and downs. It's regular. Y'all
Yeah.
gonna have times where y'all don't talk. Y'all may fight. It's all regular. That's all regular stuff, man. Nothing. It ain't the end of the world with nothing. No, everything's. It's fixable. If it can't be fixed with words, it could be fixed with a fight. But it ain't. It ain't. If it's that serious. But other than that, it's still even at those heights. It's like you might be mad a couple of days, then we straight. It don't even matter. It's just you get over it. That's regular stuff with brothers in the hood and shit like that. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this. Real talk. 2 projects back to back. He gonna drop his. He's already in the works. This is the rollout. Start with Tarzan, and then we rolling into his project, and then right into my shit after. So I'm excited. There's gonna be a lot of good music coming for sure.
So what was the music video like? What does the scene look like?
Shit.
Since it's not out
We was
yet.
on the beach. We was on the beach, and then we ended up going to a prop studio after that. So we're on the beach probably for like 3-4 hours shooting. They had brought old schools, different things. It was cool. It was cool. This fool ended up even jumping in the ocean, doing a scene in the ocean. Oh, this was crazy.
Did you guys work with? Because there's a coastline. Coastline's always shooting by the beach. You guys didn't work with him. No,
Nah, that was remember I was saying it was Johnny Shipes' people.
Oh,
So
okay.
I think they're with Good Music, or I'm not sure if their filming company has, but shout out to them. Shout out to them. Yeah, it was a dope experience working with them. It's just we've been working with a lot of different people. It's cool. Met a lot of good people along the way so far and stuff. You know what I mean? It's all about networking. So shout out to Solis for a lot of that too. You know?
Yeah,
Real
shout out to
connected man.
Solus, man. He's helped out. He's actually been, obviously he was involved with getting Lefty on the show, and he just signed my boy too, Westmont Scheme.
That's my dog.
No.
Shout out to Scheme. That's my dog. Yep. I sold Scheme a car. I just
Okay.
said the whip he got right now. I sold it to him. That's my boy right there. Shout out to Scheme. Yep.
Dope.
Scheme hard.
I think so too,
Scheme's hard.
man.
I think Scheme underrated.
I'm super proud of him.
Yeah, he's doing good. Shout out to Scheme, man. I got some shit coming with him in the near future too. It's just like it's been overdue, but it's just like one of those things. That's how it is in music, though. You could be cool as fuck with somebody, but then sometimes I'm like, man, we've been long overdue. For every time we cross each other, it'll be 5 years down the road, we finally get a song in with it. But I think it's just all about time. When the timing's right, it'll come. But shout out to Scheme and everything he's doing, man.
Yeah, he just got signed to OTR.
Mm-hmm.
Real recently, and Schemes put me in a few of his videos. He's just so nice. I'm not like no video vixen or nothing. It's just like he just like likes to have me in the background. And I'm like, so
vibing out.
Yeah. So I feel like the Thea and shit in the background. Don't quote me on that. I try and look cute and shit, but I end up looking like the Thea in the background. So like, but he's so nice. He acts like, yeah, girl, you good. I'm like, all right, thanks, Scheme. But no, I think he's really talented. So
For sure.
I do love to like applaud him, and I'm like, I am applauding you and
Appreciate that.
you guys as a whole. Like, you guys are just blowing me away with the talent. Like, it's just crazy how much talent is coming out right now from you guys, from the Latino.
I feel like, you know, Left, the one thing he did, the one thing he does, he knows how to get eyes on him. You know what I mean? And he not only got eyes on him, he got eyes on the whole race. Literally,
Yeah.
he got eyes on the whole. He's like recharged the game. You know, you can't take that. And it's you know, it ain't even about race. He recharged the whole West Coast. Period. You know, like look at
Yeah.
all the engagement, everything he's doing with the shout out to the blacks. You know what I mean? But he just recharged the rap game, and I just feel like, you know, it was the breath of fresh air that the West Coast needed. You know what I mean? We had Nip Pass, we had Draco Pass, and now we had, you know, this tough push, and it's we just getting started. Like I said, I'm real excited to see the heights we take this to. You know, fuck all the doubters. You know
That's
what I mean?
right.
Everybody
That's
doubted.
right. That's right. I heard his new album has Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop, Game. He got Savvy 3. He got who else he got on there? Man, he got some hard. Oh, he got I believe Ty Dolla's on there. Ty Dolla Sign. I believe
Yeah, he's got some major.
I don't know if
people.
that song was Shorty Shorty. Oh, and then I think he got Jeremiah on it.
Oh,
On
okay.
the song, yeah. So he got a lot of big records, like yeah. So it's like for everyone talking about like he don't have it or this is done. It's like man, y'all already sleeping on like y'all don't even know what's coming. So whatever, we could show you better than we could tell you. You know what I mean? So just stay tuned. We got something for that ass, baby.
Hey man, I can't wait to hear you guys' new music. Go spin Kiing Khash's Spotify playlist right now. Go check out his music videos. The Frontline music video is out, right?
Yeah, the Frontline, the first one is out. We dropped Frontline 2, the audio, and we just dropped Tarzan, the audio as well. So go run those up. Go run those up for us.
Yeah, and it's from some real ones, people. So you guys want to hear some people that really are spitting some true game? Definitely go spin this Kiing Khash.
Appreciate that. Appreciate you taking your time to invite me out here too, man. The conversation's been great.
Thank you. You know,
I like having conversations that ain't just BS or like I have to like maneuver my way around it or they'll try and ask it another way too and it's just like I'm just gonna
no.
mute.
You know, like you said, his family, you know, shout out to Solus and OTR Records, Scheme. Scheme is my guy. I actually was going to invite him to this interview.
Yeah, you should have. That's my dog right there.
You know, and I think I don't know, he was going to come, but then I was like, well, maybe I should just do it separately because I wanted to really have.
Yeah, I
hear
appreciate that.
you.
Either way, but you didn't know. If you would have known, they would
Yeah,
probably been like, yeah, we probably
I
all
didn't
would have been
know.
played poor or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't honestly know because I was like, well, maybe, yeah, I didn't really know, but he would have been down. He said he would have been down, but definitely Scheme's gonna. He's been on my show a few times, but
Yeah.
I haven't done a one-on-one with him. So him and I are gonna work on that. But I'm just blown away by the talent right now and super. I just feel so proud of you guys. Like that's one thing I always say. I'm really about like young Latinos winning. Like a lot of people don't know, but I lost my nephew when he was 25 years old.
Sorry to hear that.
And you know,
Rest in peace.
he was in the prime of his life. And so like when I see young Latinos like succeeding, like I just feel so proud for them.
For sure. Yeah, man. Rest in peace, your nephew.
Thank you.
Yeah, nah, it's a beautiful time for our people, and it's just amazing to be a part of. And it's just, I mean, probably right now at this very moment, I don't really have the right words for it. You know, it's just, it's hard to even soak it in. I'm just gonna keep going, man. See where this lands us. Just with good energy, keep going with good energy, good intentions, and I feel like, you know, the rest gonna fall into place. The right people gonna be there, and I feel like it's just about being prepared for the opportunities when they come, you know, and I feel like we're doing a good job of that, and we just gotta stay consistent, but we got it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is history in the making, you know. It's like a new NWA, and I've said that before, you know, when we look back at this 20 years from now, it's going to be, you know, big just like it was when Snoop and Dre and Ice Cube.
That's what I be telling her sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, man, this really thinking about the whole breakdown of how this shit goes. This shit gets me. You get nervous sometimes. You're just like, shit. This shit like it's the excitement. It's like the mix of. It's just the unknown. You know what I mean? And that's the beautiful part of it all. It's like enjoying the journey, you know. It's like not getting too wrapped up in nothing and forgetting that like there ain't no destination with this, and this is what you love doing. So enjoy the whole. Don't get so lost in the negativity of it, and just enjoy. You know, remember what you're doing it for. You know, and I feel like as long as you do that, you good. You'll be good. I think our experience has been good. Just focusing on the squad and just we have a squad around us. I feel like that has pure intention. So you know, that goes a long way, especially in the music industry. You know, there's a lot of different characters and different energies. You know, not everyone got good intentions, but I feel like we got a good squad around us, to be honest.
And speaking of you guys making history, and you know, let's say 20 years from now they make a movie, who would you want to play you?
Sheesh, I don't know. He's probably a child right now, huh? The actors are gonna be playing me, but I don't know.
Let's say if time stood still and like.
Yeah, only time will tell that. But that'll be dope. That'll definitely be dope. I think Left was working on a little project or like a movie type thing, but I'm not sure if the business fell through on that. You know, sometimes business messes things up, but it's already like it's dope to just even be engaging in that type of stuff already. You know, it's amazing. Like the experiences are. You know, like a lot of the stuff we're doing, it's the first time a lot of our people are doing it. Like especially like I'd say from like the people we rap with and come up with and like the LA scene and all that. Like you know what I mean? I know some people are, but like Left's definitely opening a lot of doors for all of us. So it's just exciting to see what's next, for sure.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, you guys are making many movies with your music videos. So
yeah,
you know, feature films definitely got to be something that happens. I'm sure that's, you know, you guys are going to dabble in that, but shout out to you guys for making some true history for Latinos right now. I'm super proud of you guys, and I'm blessed to be able to have you guys on the show. And
we appreciate you having us, for sure. You know, and then especially with, you know, the long list of people you've told me you've interacted with and interviewed. It's like, it's, you know, it's humbling. It's humbling and dope, definitely, to be added to the long list of great people you've interviewed, you know. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, no, thank you. Likewise, man. I'm excited to watch you guys. I'm excited to hear your new project, and I'm just happy, you know, this is all I can be somewhat a part of it and help document as best as I can and represent the positivity that's happening throughout, you know, some of the trials that everyone has gone through.
Yeah.
You know?
No, most definitely. You an outlet for our people, and it's dope to, you know what I mean, be a part of it. Like I said, I appreciate you having me on here. I think what you do for our people is great, you know. I think we need more of that, you know. We need more people like bigging us up and showing the good sides of us rather than trying to get a viral clip off the bullshit, you know. So, you know, it does mean more than just being on a pod. I'm picky. I ain't just like gonna come on some
I appreciate
shit,
that.
you know. Like I don't like to gossip. I don't like to entertain the negativity like that, because what we come from is that, and you know, it just leads to BS. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't want to turn music and this experience into that, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of people do, because a lot of these podcasters, they don't live that life. They don't come from that life, so it's easy for them to stir things up from behind the scenes and behind the desk, and they don't deal with the consequences like that the young and the youth that are seen out here that are in these environments. You know, so I don't try to paint a picture that's like this is a sweet life. You know what I mean? I'm just telling my story. I'm not saying I'm a role model. You know, I shouldn't be no kid's role model. You know, I'm just telling my story. If anything you take from me, just know that if you come from an area like me, you can make it as well. You know, that's all. We a symbol of hope for the kids that come from environments like us. You know, that you could turn your life around from negative things, and if you focus and have a dream and a goal and get the right people around you, you can do things that you maybe never imagined. You know what I mean? And it is really about collaboration and getting around good people that really do have good intentions for your dreams and your vision. You know what I mean? So I think when you find that, you got to lock in and run with it.
Yeah, definitely. So definitely stay the course, people. You know, all the young people out there that are kind of lost. You know, artists, they say artists have the most tragic backgrounds, and that's what enables them to make the best sort of music. You know, it's true for so many big artists. They come from really tragic.
They bottle up that pain. They package up that pain.
It's
you know?
really crazy how that works.
Yeah, it's I think people have an addiction to pain, or like the stories, you know what I mean? It just makes for a better story. I don't know. Like if it was smooth sailing, is it that good of a story? You know what I mean? Like you like a little bit of adversity. You like to. I think America likes to root for the underdog. You know what I mean? Like they really do. So if you got like an underdog story, which we all do, depending on how your upbringing was, but a lot of the people that come from our areas weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and you know they're just playing the cards that they're dealt to the best of their ability. And you know, and I feel like a lot of Latinos are making, you know, the best of their situations, and really coming out on top. And right now
Yeah.
there's a lot of great artists in a lot of great states. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing time right now for our people. I'm really excited to be a part of it. You know, like I don't really see how big this is right now, probably because we in the middle of it. And like I said, I just like to keep going, next task, whatever we doing, just keep knocking it out. I feel like when if you sit down and just kind of like try and soak in too much, like I don't know, it's like it's a form of relaxing, you know. I'm not trying to get in no comfort zone. I'm just trying to stay consistent. That's it, man. I feel like that's the formula. Above all, just, you know, no matter what's going on in your life, as long as you can have that discipline day in and day out and stay consistent at the task that you'll attain anything that you're trying to attain. I believe it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of time, you know. It's all time because they say it takes like 10,000 hours to actually become a master at something. So you know what I mean? How many like people want overnight success so bad, like, but how much time have you actually put in? It's disrespectful to people that have been doing it for a long
Yeah.
time to think that you're just gonna get in and, you know, do
Yeah.
something worth anything in any lane or any walk of life. Like people have put years, and there's a lot of bloodshed and tears behind a lot of the. It doesn't matter the work, man. To be like I said, to be a master, take 10,000 hours. You got to put in 10,000 hours. So how many years is that? You know, and then that's oftentimes without a paycheck, with no pay, or without no destination or no end. Even it's literally you're going off faith and love a lot of times
Yeah.
because there's not no guarantee. Like when I picked up a pen with no guarantee we're gonna. I didn't imagine this. I always imagined doing big things like, you know, but I never like to be specific. Like I think when you let go of that, because I think when you're on your journey and you're coming up, oftentimes you want to do it with somebody, and you're so hell bent on doing it with certain people, and when it don't work out with them, you kind of start blocking your blessings rather than being open to like, all right, it may not happen with this certain person. Maybe they were just a part of your journey, you know, but that led you to maybe this,
Yeah.
you know. So I feel like just when you're chasing your dreams, just have an open mind. You know, don't be so stuck on feeling like you need to know everything or know how. Just have a dream and have faith in it. And I feel like I really do feel like the right people and the right opportunities are gonna present themselves at the right time if you're preparing yourself correctly. You know.
Yeah, man, I feel that, man. That's some great, great words right there. And just stay true to you. And man, I think you're right. I think you're your own limitation.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. And I think oftentimes we hold too close the opinions of our loved ones, even if they're not
oh man,
in
that's
favor of
true.
your
I
dream,
think,
you
and
know?
that's a lot truer too in Latino
Yeah, because you know, you're going to listen to what
cultures.
mom says, or you're going to listen to like, but it gets to the point where it's like anybody that doesn't support your dream, just, I mean, you obviously can't delete your mom from your life, but you can limit, like, I'm not trying to hear that convo. We can, you know, we don't have to talk. You learn who to, because you know a dream's real sensitive. You gotta like really just be around people that are really gonna support it and big it up. You know, you don't want no negativity on it. So it's like, if you have that any type of
Yeah.
doubt, like you're best to not share with those people that demonstrate that type of energy towards your dream, because it's going. That's why God gives you a vision. He gives it to you. So when you kill it by going and speaking to somebody who He didn't give it to, then they start speaking doubt on your vision, and it's like God didn't give them the vision for a reason. You know, and I don't think that enough people keep certain things to themselves until it's actually going to come into fruition. You know, they get excited and want to talk about it to people, and that oftentimes that could hold you back just by the energy, or you seeing like, dang, they ain't as excited as I was about that, so maybe that's not a good idea, or maybe it's like,
Right.
you know, but it's like you gotta kind of how I separate everything. I say, are they in the position that I want to be in my life right now? Like, are you doing what I want to do in music? Then I'm not gonna listen to you. It just becomes easy like that. I
Yeah.
don't think everyone's opinion's important. That's cool. Like, you know, like you don't have to disrespect your family or loved ones, but just you don't have to take to heart how they feel about, you know, your dreams and your accomplishments. I think those should be kind of, they got sentimental value, so you should keep them to yourselves and just show people. It's like you could show them better than you could tell them, you know what I mean?
Yes.
For sure. So I think that that falls into that category as well. But yeah, man, if you have a dream, just follow that. Just get people around you that support that dream, and then just block out the rest, man. The rest will fall into place as long as you put in that work. I really do believe that. You know, the right people, like I said, and the right opportunities will present themselves
Yeah.
upon preparing properly, for sure.
Man, that's so true, and great advice. And I hope you guys are really like taking notes on this, because that's so true, man. Those are some really great. I couldn't have said it better myself. Basically, like you're just speaking like so much facts. Like that's why I was like I keep saying I was really excited to talk to you.
I appreciate that.
I could tell that you've done so much inner work and
Yeah, that's
you know?
it. Yeah, I think that's part of the reason I had stopped rapping. Like when COVID hit, everyone's getting sick, so I think that's when I took the time to really like work on myself, personal development, reading, and really like searching deep to why you do certain things. You know what I mean, and why you move certain ways, and really just trying to better yourself. I started trying to read more, exercise, prioritizing things that are like, you know, I think a lot of people deal with depression and different things, but that's just, I feel like depression, honestly, is you not keeping your word with yourself. You know what I mean? I feel like we all have a lot of goals and aspirations and dreams. And when you're not living to the potential and doing the things you know you should be doing, I feel like that eats you up. And I think that's where depression comes from, honestly, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I feel like when you don't keep your word with yourself, that eats you, because in the back of your head, you're like, man, I should go to the gym. Man, I should do this. Man, I should start that project. Man, I should do this. And when you don't, it starts, you know, it starts adding up, and it's like you either winning the day or you're losing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think just people got to start small, though. You know, people want to get overwhelmed and just switch their life over. Like that's why those New Year's resolutions are kind of crazy. You're expecting to just do this major switch rather
Yeah.
than transitioning in slowly. You know what I mean? And figuring it out. And I think people take the internet too serious too. I think it ain't a it ain't a one shoe fits all, one size fits all. You know, like we're all different. The things that may motivate you may not motivate me. The
Yeah.
things that may bring you down may not bring me down. You know, so it's like I think that people taking advice that's kind of like, it's not so like, it's not said broadly, like, so I feel like they take advice that's not just, it's not cut and dry, and it's not one size fits all. So you taking advice that worked for him, but it may not work for you, and then they get disappointed. So I think it's about taking in information and processing what relates to you and what you can use, and then finding a way to put your twist on it, you know? And I feel like that's a big part of growth right there, you know? Because a lot of people want to like down to the T, they trying to copy someone's life. They say that like if you're chasing greatness, like if you follow someone's blueprint, you're gonna end up pretty much where
Yeah.
they ended
I've
up.
heard that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So, but I also believe in kind of like taking your own shot at life as well. You know, it's good to intake information, but I don't feel like you gotta apply it all. Not everything is gonna apply to you. I think it's just people learning to see what. But I think it's just everything's a learning curve. How do you know? How do you learn things? I think it's just making mistakes. You learn new information, apply it, and you know, life teaches you. Life's the best teacher, I think. You know, and it just experience. So just grateful, man. Just grateful these last couple of years, the good and the bad. So it's just been a roller coaster, but it's just amazing. Just excited to see what comes next, and got a lot of good stuff in store for sure.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you for, spending your time with us. We got your beautiful wife here too. We know you're a family man. So you really,
Yeah.
spend showing people like you could really have a family, hold it down, create great music, and not worry about what the internet thinks.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I think people judge their life based off stuff that ain't really real. Like,
Yeah,
the
it's-
internet's kind of just perception. Like you know, it's not necessarily real all the time. Like people put a lot of masks on and, and
Literally.
perceive to be different things that they may or may not be, whatever. But I think just what I really feel like the main ingredients to success is authenticity, being yourself. The more closer you can be to being yourself, I think that's why a lot of people gravitate towards left, because they really feel like he's just like that off camera. So the more closer
Yeah.
you can to genuinely being yourself, I think you're gonna be the more successful, you know, because people are out here trying to be someone else. Like,
Yeah.
you hear it a lot in music, like when certain sounds drop. Like I feel like when Mustard came out, everyone's trying to do a beat on Mustard beat, or when Shoreline Mafia came out, everyone's trying to do a beat on a song on Shoreline Mafia style beats. You know, hip hop's influential like that, but I feel like people got to understand that you bringing your originality and your creativity to it, and what you got to offer to the game is what people are gonna embrace you more. You know,
Yeah.
rather than you trying to be a less version of somebody else, because you're not going to be better than them at doing them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's what the youngsters got to understand, because there's just so much music that sounds the same. You're going to get lost in the ocean of everybody trying to sound like that. So the more you can be yourself, there's nobody that can do you like you. You're the only person that can do you at that level. So I feel like if people really take that in, that'll take them a lot farther than trying to, like I said, if you follow someone's blueprint, that's cool, but put your twist on it. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta be down to the T. But yeah, man, originality is key. I feel like it's looked down upon if you're a biter in hip hop, or if you know what I mean, stuff like that. But yeah, originality. If anything could stick with you, I feel like the up and coming artists, if they focus on being the best version of themselves, they give themselves the highest probability to succeed. I feel like.
Damn, man, I feel like you just spent like $1 million worth of game. I think this is, we have to change the name of the show, of this episode anyways. Yeah, I'm telling you, I knew this interview was going to be like this. I knew I was just going to just sit here and be able to hear everything you had to say, because like I said, when I watched your interview with Young Dopey, you guys had a great conversation.
We did. Shout out to Young Dopey for that too. Yeah, a lot of people in the comments, if you look at it too, a lot of the raza was like appreciative of two homies, especially coming from this walk of life, being able to have a conversation on a higher level. You know what I mean? And like I like picking his brain a lot too, because he reads a lot of good books. So that's really how I started like interacting with Dope too. I seen him post a book, and I'm like, damn, I read that too. Recommending him a book.
Yeah, I heard you guys talking about that, the 4 Agreements.
Yeah, 4 Agreements, Outwitting the Devil. Napoleon Hill's a dope author.
So, man, I could talk to you all, man, for hours. And so, luckily, I got to have him here for an hour. So, I hope you guys really enjoyed this show. Hopefully, we'll be maybe having him on again. I don't know. Maybe, you know.
Possibly. It was a great conversation.
Thank
we appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
I'm definitely open to it.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And if you guys like this, you guys are fucking with it, make sure you subscribe, drop a comment, share this video, go follow Kiing Khash on all his socials, and make sure you spin his playlist on YouTube, Spotify, and anywhere else you can hear his music at. And dude, keep putting it on for the culture, because you're doing big things, man. You're really contributing to this history right now, and what Latinos are doing, and rap, and in the rap game in general. We just could take out the Latino part, just the rappers in general right now. And 20 years from now, I'm sure there's gonna be a movie made.
Fire. You know what I mean? Can't wait. We'll probably be in the same attendance, watching it. Big old popcorn. You know what I mean? Yeah, but nah, looking forward to it. Appreciate you having me here. It was a great conversation.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it, man. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one. I hope you guys like this episode. Peace out.